Today we're going to be learning how to do a chi-squared problem. In order to do a chi-squared problem, you have to have two possible outcomes. Now here's the equation that we use to solve. Now these may look like a bunch of variables to you, but they all mean something. Xe squared stands for chi-squared. This means summation, or the sum. You're going to add up the number of values in each chi-squared problem. 0i is the data you collect, or also known as your observed data. EI is your expected value. It's what you're expected to see. Here are the steps to perform the chi-squared problem. First, you're going to conduct an experiment with 30 trials or more. This is to make sure that it is accurate. Then, you are going to record your data. Next, you're going to solve the chi-squared problem with your equation given. After that, you're going to compare the chi-squared value with the value you get with the degree of freedom and critical value. Finally, you're going to say if you reject or accept your hypothesis. Now here's some vocab so you understand more. Null hypothesis. This states that there is no significance difference between the observed and expected frequency. You are going to test this and either accept it or reject it. So this is what we're looking for. Degree of freedom. It's the number of total possible outcomes minus 1. Critical value. You use a critical value of 0.05. This means that there is at least a 95% chance of rejecting or accepting your hypothesis. Now there are other critical values, but in this case we're using 0.05. Now if your critical value is more than your chi-squared value, then you're going to reject the null hypothesis. But if it is less than, you're going to accept it. Now I conducted my own experiment using flowers. I chose to use 40 trials. And I can use this because I have two outcomes, blue or red. Now my expected value is 20 blue flowers and 20 red flowers because I expect it to be 50-50. Now I'm going to conduct this experiment right now. I'm not watching, I'm just going to choose the flower. Now I am going to do this 39 more times. I have already conducted the experiment. Now it shows that I got 26 blue and 14 red. So now I use the equation that was given to me. Once I plug in the values, I get 26 minus 20 squared plus 20 and 14 minus 20 squared divided by 20. Now I use these and I am going to add them because summation means add. Once I got that, I got 36 over 20 plus 36 over 20 equals 72 over 20, and I get a total of 3.6, which is my chi-squared value. Now my degree of outcome states it's the total number of possible outcomes minus 1. So I had two outcomes, blue or red, minus 1, so I have 1 degree. We're using the critical value of 0.5. So these numbers right here are my degree of freedoms, so I have a degree of 1. So my value is 3.841. That's my calculated value. Now I compare them. Since 3.6 is less than 3.841, I'm going to accept my hypothesis. Now, say if this number was greater, say if this number was 4, I would reject my hypothesis. And that is how you do a chi-squared problem.